Welcome back. I'm Madison Carter here with Reverend Diane Holt. She runs a baby cafe here in the city of Buffalo. I wanted to bring you in today because we're working on a story for our news at 5 and 6 today. Taylor Epps is working on this piece about a study that found that the number of pregnant women with high blood pressure has soared over the past 4 decades. But that occurs at twice the rate in African-American mothers than in white mothers. You sat on a governor's task force that studies maternal mortality. So can you tell us a little bit about what happened? What were you guys talking about in that task force?
We were talking about morbid morbidity, moms dying during or shortly thereafter childbirth, up to a year. So we started looking at how we could bridge that gap, what things could help with mothers who were basically dying in childbirth. So we looked at a lot of things, and they brought in the research. On that task force with me were doctors and midwives and people who were truly interested in this, I don't even know what to call it.
It's 2019.
I know.
This seems like we don't think about mothers dying. We recently had a mother die here, a white woman.
Yes, we did.
But you were studying the fact that this is happening way more in women of color in 2019.
Yes, it happens at a 3 to 4 times greater rate. Women die in childbirth. There are several reasons how come, or what they actually die from. Mm-hmm. It's usually they hemorrhage, or they throw a blood clot, or they're ignored to death, or they just don't seem to get the appropriate type of care that they need in a timely fashion.
And is it something that has to do with health care? Is this preventable?
Yes, it is preventable. Absolutely. What we've noticed is that Black women seem to be ignored when they complain about not feeling well, when they complain about headaches, when they complain about blood in the catheter. I've done my own personal study, and it's really has a lot to do with how the healthcare system is designed. All you need to do is just look at who is called the father of gynecology, and his name is Dr. Miriam Sims, and he basically experimented on African slaves during slavery, and a lot of his thoughts and techniques are still looked at today.
Well, then tell me, you said you've done a lot of your own work and research. Tell me about some of the things closer to home. You run what's called a baby cafe here in the city. What is that about?
Baby Cafe is a health initiative for pregnant and breastfeeding women. When we originally opened, it was for breastfeeding mothers, but we extended it by adding doulas into our group, which means now we work directly with pregnant moms.
Mm-hmm. And who can come?
Oh, anyone who's pregnant or breastfeeding is welcome to our baby cafe. It's open to mothers of all ages. If you're young enough or old enough to get pregnant, you're welcome within the doors of Durham's Baby Cafe.
And then my last question to you is, how do you think we can work to bridge that gap so that women of all color can have a safe and healthy delivery?
I think we need to create an information highway that if we allow mothers to learn what they can learn, the information that we currently have, which is if they know their own body and if their body is telling them something, they must become their own advocate, because as doulas, we cannot be that vocal advocate in the delivery room with them, but we can teach them how to advocate for themselves. But that information must be readily available to them.
Absolutely. And we're going to post more information on that, your baby cafe, and how people can reach out to you on our website. Look for Taylor Epps' report tonight. That'll be on your news at 5 and 6. For now, we're going to send things over to meteorologist Michelle McLeod. She has a look at your forecast.